And that's why my number one person, place, or thing to fade is Tyreek Hill. Cancel my subscription. I don't want any more of the issues. We need to stop this MVP conversation in the here, in the now. What is his actual health? What's going on with the ankle? This matters a great deal. He cannot miss any significant time if we're supposed to believe a receiver is going to win MVP. He has also been a less significant factor in his own offense, and this has lasted for a while. Now, through the first 6 weeks of the season, Hill led the NFL in team air yard share, but since week 7, he is 15th. There are other receivers who are making bigger names for themselves than Tyreek Hill is. He cannot win MVP, so that's why I'm fading him.
Number 3 on the list, we mentioned them in the first segment of the show. Yeah, I'm putting a good team in there. I'm putting an explosive offense in there because the number always comes into play. Even the Miami Dolphins, number 3 on my favorite fade of the final month. What do we know about the Dolphins? What do we always say? They beat up bad teams. Okay, well, they're not going to be playing a lot of bad teams in the final month. And before you say, well, Joe, they've got an easy game this week, they're playing the Jets. Yeah, you're right. They are playing the Jets. And you know what? Is Tyreek Hill going to be 100%? We're not sure about that. And after that, they've got Dallas, Baltimore, Buffalo. Could be tough for Miami to cover some of these point spreads.
How about we get to Arizona and Purdue, number 1 versus number 3, seeing one projection where the Boilermakers should be 3-point favorites. How do you feel about that game? And how do you feel about the fact that this is exclusively on Peacock?
I hate it. It's the worst. It's awful. I mean, we thought that nothing could get worse than, Pac-12 network games, which I still don't think the Pac-12 network actually exists. But Peacock, having to work for it, just really, really, it's awful for college basketball. I know that diehards are going to find the game and it'll be fine. They'll find a way to watch. But, there are people that just want to flip on ESPN or CBS or whatever on a Saturday, Sunday afternoon to watch the game who just won't work that hard to check it out. And these have been probably the 2 most impressive teams in college basketball so far this season. I mean, you have reputations right now for both Purdue and Arizona of they're great in the regular season, but can they get it done in the NCAA tournament? So winning this game isn't going to just shake that stigma for either team, but it will go a long way towards establishing themselves as kind of the team to beat as we enter conference play. It also is a game that, look, big picture wise, this could wind up being the difference between being a 1 and a 2 seed, or it could wind up being the difference between being the number 1 overall seed and just one of the number 1 seeds. That's how good both these teams are. I think that's how good both these teams can be. It'll be interesting to see. This is Zach Edey, kind of his first big game on a big stage so far this season, I guess, since they played in the Maui Invitational. Like whether or not he can reestablish himself as the undisputed player to beat in the National Player of the Year race. Arizona, I think, is a team that we
I think we lost him.
We lost him. Okay. Hopefully Mike will recharge and reset and hopefully come back to us and talk about that game a good bit more. Oh, there you are. You're back.
I'm back. Okay. I'm back. So I think this will be a chance for people to see more of Arizona who maybe haven't seen them since that Duke game because they're very, very good too. I like Arizona a lot in this game. I think they're not just going to compete. I think they can go out there and actually win.
We are seeing this on a regular basis, and I am fed up with it. I was excited for the Big 3 debut with the Suns, and here we are. Draymond Green can't keep his hands to himself, and he's a repeat offender. It was excessive. It was unnecessary. I think this is deep, and I think the guy's got issues, and I think Adam Silver needs to make an example out of him. This is too much. And he was in total denial, talking after the game like, oh, yeah, replays are always going to look bad. It is bad. Oh, I'm not a good enough puncher to do a 360 and land on his face. You know exactly what you're doing. You are just suspended for putting Rudy Gobert in a headlock. This is not an isolated incident. You know what you're doing. I don't know if it's issues from his past, present, but it's coming out on the court and it's unacceptable. He needs to work on this.
Okay, I agree that yes, this is a bad look, and Draymond Green, it's all problematic, all of that stuff. But don't you think, though, that if he intended to hit him, that he would have said so? I'm not saying he shouldn't be suspended. He absolutely
No.
should be, and this is getting bad. But don't you think, though, Aaron, that like if he really meant to do it, he would say so? Like he's a very outspoken
Absolutely
guy,
not.
and okay,
I don't think he would have, and I also think it's kind of like when pitchers hit a batter and they're like, oh, the ball got away from me. I think he would have lied. I think players are not going to admit that, yeah, they tried to do something here. Especially since this is the third ejection that he's had this season, and we're only 23 games into this season. I don't think he'd admit it. I don't think he wants more
what do you think he was trying to do? What do you think he was honestly trying to do?
That's just it, though. Like, I think he was just trying to muscle him off, and then no, I think there probably was some intent there. Like, I don't think there was any other, act that's like, oh no, this was a complete accident. No, I think this was purposeful. What's weird though is, this idea that, okay, typically he's such an outspoken guy, the podcast, all of that stuff. I just don't know like why he would hide this. He has no problem getting ejected. He has no problem getting suspended. Like he's trying to make himself this tough guy. I don't know if this is just out of frustration, but he still sort of meant to do it, or something where he, doesn't have it personally against Nurkic. I don't really know, but that's why there seems to be this disconnect for me anyway, where, it largely looked intentional, but I also would then expect him to, have some sly way of saying, yeah, I did it on purpose, and he didn't do that. And I guess to me, Joe, to answer your question, it more doesn't make sense than it does say, this constant stream of behavior.
I mean, he just came out swinging, and it didn't look like Nurkic did much of anything. And so the only argument you can give to play it down a little bit was he thought he was going to punch him in the shoulder, something like that, and he just did a quick whirl and swung, and then it ended up landing him in the head. But I don't know, what do you do at this point? What do you do? Do we need like something worse than Morant type of like what is it? This guy's not going to stop. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I mean, he punched his own teammate. There's obviously some deep-rooted issues. Even Nurkic said after the game, what's going on with him? I don't know. Personally, I feel like that brother needed help. I'm glad he didn't try to choke me. At the same time, ain't nothing to do with basketball, man. I'm playing basketball. He's out here swinging. Like, I agree with that.
Right.
Like, he's just not being a good defender. This is taking it to a whole other level where you have to take a step back and be like, all right, Draymond Green, like, are you okay? Like, you need to talk to someone about this? Because, like, this is happening way too often, and maybe he does need to go see someone and talk to them about his issues, because I just think if it's happening this often, something's going on.
What number? What's the number? I mean, that's what everybody's going to react to. What is it? What number is like, nope,
20?
That's not enough. Is that enough?
I don't know.
I see people
20
say
feels like enough
season.
to me. Yeah, that's a fourth. I mean, that's significant.
20? Yeah.
20 feels about right to me.
Maybe you do need to bring the hammer, though. Maybe you need to go beyond to send the message, because nothing is getting through to this guy.
You know what I didn't like also? I was surprised. Kerr said he didn't see the replay and had no comment. Like, come on, man. You're the head coach. Yeah, I had a problem with that. You have to keep this guy in check, and it starts with you. So if you can't even handle this, and you're not even going to call him out and help him take responsibility for it, then he's just going to get a pass. I mean, I had a problem with that. Like, you need to see this and address the media and take more responsibility for it.
Hell
the
yes,
newest
brother.
member. Oh my gosh. Yes.
I want to snuggle with him. So cute. He loves the mic.
He's loving the mic.
Tucker's already hugging
Let
him,
him speak.
kissing the microphone.
What do you got to say?
Takes from his proud
Nothing?
papa so easily. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Hope you guys are
See if
watching
he'll
this
lick your face.
on YouTube and Twitch, because this is the most
Yeah, we need a
adorable
GIF
thing
for
in
that.
BetQL Daily history.
Yeah. I won't be able to hold him for much longer, I'm sure. Not that much. I'm going to miss these days. But yeah, that's all everybody does. They pick him right up. My wife has a cookie exchange on Friday, and I know it's just Saturday, and I know it's gonna be the whole time. People just grabbing them.
Joe, if you ever need a dog sitter, my rates are very reasonable.
And
zero.
Oh, look at that. And Cody's is a dog-friendly bar. It's perfect.
Yeah, right.
The streak continues.
Oh man, you'll be
man.
getting lots of girls coming your way if you bring that dog to the bar.
Yeah. So
Not that Jake needs it. He's on a heater right now. We've
It's like-
established.
Imagine, Jake with a dog
fire.
or a baby. Like, yeah, when you're with the stroller.
One in
that's
each
what I-
arm. Dog.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I just
exactly.
got to locate a baby now, and we're good.
Yeah.
Right.
Gotta wait 9 months.
No, wrong, very wrong, erroneous on all counts there, buddy.
Oh, so it didn't work out.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, moving on from that.